Step into the eerie world of spectral encounters, where the boundary between the living and the supernatural blurs into darkness. In this spine-tingling narrative, we delve into the mysterious tale of a taxi driver who unwittingly becomes entangled in the enigmatic web of a spectral passenger and a long-abandoned house that holds secrets beyond imagination. Brace yourself for a journey that will leave you questioning the boundaries of reality and the realms of the paranormal, as we explore the chilling phenomenon of ghostly encounters that defy explanation. Welcome to Eerie Encounters and Hauntings. We are thrilled to have you join us for 2 new spine-tingling tales of the paranormal each week, stories that will make you shiver with fear and keep you on the edge of your seat. From haunted houses to possessed objects, we have the most bone-chilling tales of the supernatural. Get ready for a terrifying journey into the unknown with our bone-chilling episodes featuring blood-curdling stories that will send shivers down your spine. So hit that like button, share the horror with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. This story will make shiver and fright. This is entitled Spectral Rides, the haunting tale of the mysterious passenger and the abandoned house. This was shared by Jimena, who's from Kotor in Montenegro. As the clock's hands approached 9 o'clock on a moonless night, this chilling tale unfolded in the quiet streets near an ancient, decrepit hospital. A solitary taxi driver cruised along those dimly lit roads, searching for his next fare. The city lay shrouded in an eerie silence, disturbed only by the distant hum of crickets. As if summoned from the shadows, a woman emerged by the roadside, her presence as spectral as the night itself. She waved her hand, beckoning for a ride, and the taxi driver immediately halted his vehicle, his curiosity piqued by her sudden appearance. The cab's door creaked open, and the driver, a grizzled veteran of countless late-night journeys, turned to the woman. He couldn't help but assume she was a nurse, given her attire and the proximity to the hospital. "Where to?" he inquired, breaking the silence that hung in the air like a shroud. "To Timbuktu, to the old Williams house," the woman replied, her voice a melodic whisper. The driver nodded. He knew of the place she spoke of. The old Williams house stood in eerie proximity to the town's desolate plaza. While ferrying countless passengers to this part of town, he had grown accustomed to their tales and the peculiar requests that often came with the territory. However, this night was destined to be unlike any other. For the old Williams house, with its long-abandoned appearance and a prominent for sale sign, held a dark reputation that clawed at the driver's imagination. He couldn't help but wonder if this mysterious woman was more than she seemed. Legends of spectral apparitions and spectral passengers were commonplace among taxi drivers who dared to traverse these deserted streets during the witching hours. Despite the warm breeze that whispered through the night, beads of sweat formed on the driver's brow as they approached their enigmatic destination. As the moments ticked by, a growing unease settled upon the driver. An inexplicable terror seized him, rendering his palms clammy. His heart raced in his chest, and his skin prickled as he cast an apprehensive glance toward his ethereal passenger. It was then that the taxi slowed to a halt, and the driver's breath caught in his throat. Before him, the imposing red gate of the old Williams house loomed, bathed in a ghastly crimson glow from the cab's taillights. Summoning every ounce of courage, the driver turned to his passenger, only to find her offering payment with an enigmatic smile. The beauty of her countenance dispelled his irrational fear, and he chuckled to himself as he accepted her fare. "I must have consumed 1 too many cups of coffee tonight," he mumbled, dismissing his unease as mere jitters. Yet, as fate would have it, this eerie journey was far from over. In the nights that followed, a procession of taxi drivers would navigate those same foreboding streets, ferrying the spectral woman to the abandoned house. Among them was Mosa, a longtime resident of the enigmatic neighborhood, who stumbled upon a chilling revelation of his own. One moonless night, as Mosa drove by the old Williams house, his curiosity got the better of him. To his astonishment, a figure stood amidst the shadows, diligently tending to the overgrown garden, their silhouette an unsettling contrast against the inky blackness of the night. The time on his dashboard clock read 10 o'clock, and bewilderment gripped him. Why was someone gardening at such an ungodly hour? It was as if time itself had lost its meaning in the presence of this nocturnal caretaker. Morning would reveal a locked gate and an absence of the dreaded for sale sign, much to the neighborhood's bewilderment. The neighbors had been convinced that the house had finally found a buyer. But rumors, like whispered secrets in the darkest corners of a haunted house, began to surface. Tales of a spectral nurse, a mysterious gate that never remained open, and eerie happenings after nightfall circulated among the locals. Drivers who ventured into this eerie neighborhood swore they had seen the nurse disembark at the old Williams house, only to vanish into thin air. The locals scratched their heads, perplexed by the perpetually chained gate that gave rise to conflicting accounts. No one ever witnessed anyone entering or exiting the house during daylight hours, yet taxi drivers continued to drop off passengers under the moon's ghostly light. As the eve of the annual festival approached, the narrow streets of the town were besieged by a carnival atmosphere. It was a raucous, colorful celebration that drew visitors from far and wide, and the air was filled with laughter and the tantalizing aroma of street food. Amidst the revelry, a peculiar blue van materialized on the outskirts of the festivities. Its driver, a stranger in these parts, made an audacious request: passage through the congested streets. Laughter and amusement greeted his plea, as locals knew that vehicles were seldom permitted to tread these paths during the festival's fervor. However, one man, Mosa, approached the driver, curiosity gleaming in his eyes. "What brings you here?" he inquired, his voice tinged with suspicion. The driver, clearly an outsider, explained his purpose. "Good afternoon. I hail from a neighboring town. I have a van for rent, and I must transport my client to their residence. They have urgent items to deliver in Jenne," he said. Mosa's intrigue deepened. "And what is your client's name?" He probed further, a glimmer of recognition in his eyes. "We are a close-knit community, you see. I might be able to help you find your elusive client." The driver hesitated for a moment, then revealed the enigmatic name, Aminata Williams. Mosa furrowed his brow, pondering the name's significance. His memory stirred, and he recalled stories of the spectral nurse who frequented the old Williams house. "Yes, that's her," the driver confirmed. "She hired my van previously, and her description matches the rumors. Fair-skinned, around 26 years old, dressed as a nurse, and she asked to be picked up at 5 o'clock on the eve of the festival to transport some items." With newfound determination, Mosa guided the driver to the imposing gates of the mysterious dwelling. Both men were struck by a sense of disquiet as they discovered the house locked and desolate, devoid of any human presence. Their gazes met, conveying the disconcerting truth that they were not alone in their curiosity. Within moments, a blue car pulled up beside them, and Dr. Umar Williams, the grandson of the house's owner, emerged, casting a surprised glance at Mosa. Their exchange revealed a revelation that sent shivers down their spines. Dr. Williams, a man of knowledge and science, confirmed the spectral nature of Aminata Williams. She was his father's grandmother, once a dedicated nurse whose generosity had paved the way for his own medical career. It was she who had bequeathed the house to him as a token of her deep affection. As the shocking truth resonated in the air, the prospective buyer who had accompanied Dr. Williams withdrew from the deal, understanding that the house was never truly for sale. It belonged to a spirit bound by love and dedication. The driver, still grappling with disbelief, embarked on his return journey to his town. How could his passenger have been the ghostly Aminata Williams? His mind wrestled with the surreal encounter as he drove, the darkness outside his only companion. Reaching an intersection on the highway, he pulled over to the roadside to relieve his strained bladder. Little did he know that this momentary pause would unleash a nightmare beyond his wildest imagination. As he settled back into the driver's seat and prepared to resume his journey, a heart-stopping gasp escaped his lips. For there, sitting right beside him, was Aminata Williams, her ethereal presence sending a jolt of terror coursing through his veins. "Ah!" he screamed, terror-stricken, as the ghostly figure stared at him with mournful eyes. Her purpose, it seemed, was not to harm but to convey her gratitude for preventing the sale of her cherished home. The taxi driver's nightmarish tale, shared with trembling hands and quivering voice, has haunted me ever since. It serves as a chilling reminder that the boundary between the living and the spectral realm is often thinner than we dare to imagine. Some stories are best left untold, lest they unravel the fragile threads of our reality, leaving us to navigate the shadowy corridors of the unknown, forever haunted by the specters that lurk just beyond the veil. In the haunting aftermath of this spectral saga, we find ourselves at the end of a chilling odyssey. The enigma of the old Williams house, with its ghostly inhabitant, lingers like a whispered secret in the night. It's a reminder that the supernatural world often interlaces with our own, leaving us with unanswered questions and lingering dread. As we conclude this spine-tingling journey, remember that the line between reality and the paranormal is thin, and mysteries, like restless spirits, may forever haunt the shadowy corners of our existence. If this video left you spellbound, dive deeper into the world of chilling tales by joining our channel, Eerie Encounters and Hauntings. Access a treasure trove of bone-chilling stories waiting for you with new episodes 2 times a week. Spread the fear among your friends and family who crave a good scare and give them goosebumps. We'd love to hear your spine-tingling experiences as well, so don't hesitate to share them in the comments. You can also send us your story so we can feature it in one of our future episodes. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Stay scared. Disclaimer: this video is for entertainment purposes only. The stories depicted in this video are shared by people who believe they are true, but they have not been verified. Any resemblance to real people or events is purely coincidental. The views and opinions expressed in this video are those of the people who shared the stories and do not necessarily reflect the views of YouTube, Google, or Facebook. The channel does not endorse the views expressed in this video. This video is not intended to be used as evidence of any supernatural or paranormal activity. If you are experiencing paranormal activity, please contact a qualified professional.